When it comes to flirting, most men fall into one of three groups. The first group is the guy who never flirts. He's kind, respectful, and easy to talk to, but every conversation ends the same way. He becomes just a friend. The second group is the guy who tries to flirt, but doesn't really know how. His flirting feels awkward, forced, or uncomfortable. He often says the wrong thing at the wrong moment, and instead of building attraction, he creates the wrong kind of tension. Then there's the third type of man. He understands how to flirt the right way. Talking to him feels fun, playful, and exciting. Women enjoy his company and often feel attracted to him without fully knowing why. The good news is that flirting is not difficult. Most men struggle with it because nobody ever taught them how it really works. Once you understand what flirting actually is and why it matters, everything becomes much easier. You'll also begin to understand why rejection keeps happening and how to avoid some of the common mistakes that lead to it. This is your complete guide to flirting. In this guide, you'll learn what flirting really means, why it's important, and how to do it in a way that makes women see you as confident, attractive, and valuable, not just another guy trying to get their attention. Pay close attention. It doesn't take long to learn, but it can completely change the way women respond to you. Let's start with a simple example of a conversation with no flirting at all. A man asks a woman where she's from. She says, Melbourne, Australia. He replies with a basic comment about the city. She explains why she moved there. The conversation continues in the same way. There is nothing technically wrong with this conversation. It's polite, it's normal, it's friendly. But that's exactly the problem. There is no spark, no tension, no excitement, and nothing that makes this conversation different from two coworkers talking during a lunch break. When there is no flirting, there is no attraction. And when there is no attraction, the guy often ends up going home alone, or even worse, getting stuck in the friend zone. Flirting is what creates a romantic and attractive vibe. It shows that you're not just there to have a casual conversation. It allows her to feel something different when she's talking to you. Without flirting, you become invisible. So, why are most men bad at flirting? If flirting is so important, why do so many men struggle with it? The biggest reason is that most guys either play it too safe or try too hard. Let's start with the first common mistake. Mistake number 1, being too obvious. Many men think flirting means saying exactly what's on their mind. They are blunt, direct, and very obvious. The problem is that this removes all mystery. And mystery is one of the things that makes flirting enjoyable. Here's an example. Girl, I love sports bras. Guy, I bet you'd look amazing in a sports bra. That's too obvious. There is no subtlety, no buildup, and no sense of curiosity. When you say everything directly, there is nothing left for her imagination to work with. And once the mystery is gone, much of the excitement disappears too. This is also why complimenting a woman only on her appearance often doesn't work well. It makes you seem like every other guy who has ever tried to get her attention. It can also make you look overly impressed and possibly inexperienced. On top of that, being sexually direct too early can make many women uncomfortable. Not because they dislike sex, but because they don't want to feel judged, pressured, or labeled. Most women prefer things to feel natural and unforced. They like having a sense that it just happened on its own. They want what psychologists call plausible deniability. They want things to feel natural and effortless. Not like they suddenly stepped into a sexual situation. That's why saying something like, "Let's go back to my place and hook up," often ruins the attraction. But saying, "I've got a pool table at my place, let's hang out for a while," feels relaxed and natural, even though both of you understand where things might go. The lesson is simple. Don't be too direct. Let things develop naturally. Mistake number 2, being too friendly. Another major mistake is talking to women the same way you talk to your male friends. Guys joke around, tease each other, and have playful banter all the time, but there is no romantic tension involved. Many men bring that exact same energy into conversations with women. The difference between friendly and flirty comes down to intention. Think about it. A high five is friendly. Holding hands is not. Most men avoid making bold moves because they're afraid of rejection. As a result, they stay safe, neutral, and overly polite. But playing it too safe usually kills attraction. If there's no romantic undertone at all, she will never see you as anything more than a friend. Now that we've talked about the common mistakes, let's look at what actually works. First, be indirect. Good flirting is subtle. It hints at attraction instead of openly announcing it. Let's improve the earlier example. Girl, I love sports bras. Guy, interesting. I like girls who love sports bras. Notice the difference? You're still showing interest, but you're not revealing everything. You're allowing her to fill in the gaps herself. Indirect flirting creates curiosity. It keeps her wondering what you really mean and what you're thinking. That's what makes it exciting. When you suggest attraction instead of directly stating it, you come across as confident, calm, and in control, not desperate. Second, stay calm when she tests you. Women sometimes test men not because they're trying to be difficult, but because they want to see how confident and secure you really are. These tests can sound like, I bet you say that to every girl. How many girls have you been with? Buy me a drink. If you become defensive, nervous, or start explaining yourself, you usually fail the test. A better response is something called agree and exaggerate. You agree with what she says, but you take it to a funny and exaggerated level. Girl, you say that to every girl. Guy, of course. I even keep it written on flashcards. Girl, how many women have you been with? Guy, today or this week? Girl, buy me a drink. Guy, sure. Do you want my bank password too? This shows confidence, humor, and emotional control. You're relaxed and unaffected, and that's often attractive. Third, act like you're the prize. Most attractive women are used to men constantly chasing them. You can change that dynamic. Instead of acting like you're trying to impress her, act as if she's the one trying to impress you. Do it in a playful way, not a serious one. Girl, I love sports bras. Guy, careful. You're trying to distract me. Girl, want another drink? Guy, so this is your strategy to get me drunk. Girl, staring at you. Guy, are you flirting with me right now? This role reversal feels fun and confident. It presents you as the prize and her as the one doing the chasing. Fourth, use push and pull. Push-pull flirting means combining a compliment with a playful challenge or tease. Example, you're cute, but I feel like you'd get me into trouble. You're pulling her in with a compliment and then creating a little distance with the tease. This creates emotional movement and keeps the conversation interesting. People often value things that don't come too easily. The same idea applies here. Fifth, make it her fault. Playfully accuse her of trying to win you over. If she talks about her apartment, wow, already trying to invite me over. If she gives you a compliment, nice try, that's not going to work on me. She'll usually laugh, and you've added playful tension without making things awkward. Sixth, use subtle hints. Never say something like, I'm great in bed. Instead, let your confidence show naturally. If she compliments something you did, you might respond with, yeah, I'm pretty good with my hands. Then, hold eye contact for a moment and pause. Sometimes what you don't say creates more impact than what you do say. Let her imagination fill in the gaps. 7, reverse the using you idea. The next time you do something nice for her, you can playfully say, wow, you're already taking advantage of me. Or later, I can already tell this is going to get out of hand. It's lighthearted, funny, and adds a playful romantic undertone without creating pressure. So guys, flirting is not about tricks or complicated techniques. It's about your energy, confidence, and the way you communicate your interest. Be indirect, be playful, don't rush things. Allow the tension to build naturally over time. When you flirt the right way, women don't just enjoy talking to you, they remember you. And that can often be the difference between being forgotten and making a lasting impression.